Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. Today I want to talk about marketing from the point of view of your customer. Today's quote is from Rebecca Radis. If you take a sincere interest in others, they'll take a real interest in you. Build relationships, don't collect them. Such a great quote. We'll talk about what moves your clients into making the decision to say yes to working with you. Let's go. Yes, you might have noticed I have a little bit of a rough voice this morning. I hope that doesn't detract from the lesson in today's podcast episode. I still wanted to make sure that I got it recorded for you. Who knows when this lovely voice thing is going to go away. So let's get going. I remember a time when I was convinced that if I just listed all of the amazing features of my services, people would immediately see the value and sign up. I would outline every detail, the number of sessions, the worksheets included, the email support, thinking that more information was going to build a stronger case for people to say yes. But instead of drawing people in, I often got a polite, "I'll think about it," or worse, no response at all. It was frustrating because I knew I had something valuable to offer, but for some reason my message was not connecting. And that's when I realized something crucial. Selling is not about listing features. It's about creating an emotional connection and solving real problems in a way that resonates with people. If you've ever struggled to get people excited about what you offer, it's not because your service isn't good enough. It's because facts alone do not inspire action. So today I want to talk about why we naturally lean towards selling with features, why that approach doesn't work, and what you should be doing instead to truly connect with your audience and get those clients. Let's talk about why we think features sell. It's totally natural to want to highlight features when we're talking about our services. After all, we put a lot of effort into making sure that what we put out there is packed with value, so it makes sense to assume that more details are going to convince people to buy. But here's the problem. People don't buy because of features, even though we think they do. They buy because of how something makes them feel and what they think it can do for them. There's a common misconception that providing more information builds trust. We assume that if we give people enough details, they will logically come to the conclusion that this is the right choice for them. But purchasing decisions are not purely logical. In fact, studies show that emotions play a much bigger role in decision making than we often realize. Think about the last time that you made a big purchase. Did you sit down with a spreadsheet comparing features side by side, or did something just feel right about one option over the other? We do this a lot as VAs. We ask for what's the best CRM, what's the best project management system, what is the best XYZ. And yes, we may compare features, but the decision ends up getting made by how we feel. Do we feel that the value is going to be enough for the monthly rate? Do we feel that it's going to be something that helps us keep more organized or be more efficient or be more productive, get more things done? These are the things that we base our decisions on, including the money. And while the features are important, they are not the things that make us generally move into that yes. And our clients are the same thing, right? We want to think that we're rational shoppers, but in reality, we make those choices based on emotions. And then we justify them with the logic from that spreadsheet. When we focus too much on features and statistics and numbers and inclusions and, time with VAs, of course, we risk overwhelming people with information instead of helping them see how our solution fits into their lives. They don't need a list of everything included. They need to understand how we are going to help make a difference in their business. If people don't buy based on features, what do they buy? The answer is very simple. They buy solutions. They buy outcomes. They buy emotions. When someone's looking for help, they're not thinking, I need a coaching program that includes 6 calls, email support, and worksheets. Maybe they see that and think, oh, this is really detailed, but that's not the thing they're thinking. They're thinking, I need help getting unstuck and moving forward with confidence. And that's why storytelling becomes so powerful. Stories create an emotional connection that facts just simply don't. When you tell a story about a client that you worked with who struggled with the same challenges as your audience or this particular person is facing right now, and you show how working with you helped them get more done, get more clients, become more efficient, become more profitable, it's much easier for the potential clients then to see themselves in that story. They're like, that's what I want. That's what I would like to be, right? And they start to believe if it worked for them, it can work for me too. Even testimonials work best when they focus on the transformation rather than the details. Like, someone's not going to give you a testimonial that says this program includes so much great information. They're going to say, before this program I was completely lost, but now I feel confident in my business and I'm booking clients regularly. When you shift from explaining to storytelling, your audience just doesn't understand your offer, they start to feel it. And the feeling is what drives them into that action that they want to say, yes, I want to work with you. So how do you move away from features and start selling your VA business and your VA services in a way that truly connects with people? First, you want to focus on, like I say, the transformation. Instead of listing what's included in your package or what's included in your suite of services, talk about what changes for your clients when they work with you. What are they struggling with, and how will their life look different after they have worked with you or after they've brought you in? The clearer you can make that transformation, the more compelling your services become. Tell stories. This can be your own story, a client's story, or even a hypothetical story that shows your journey, the journey that your audience is on. When people hear a story that mirrors their own struggles, they naturally lean in and start to think of themselves experience the same positive change. Again, I got more clients, I got more time back, I have more money in the bank because I'm able to XYZ, right? These are the things that we talk about all the time in our features. A powerful approach is using testimonials and case studies. I tell you guys this all the time. Instead of just saying this works, it's a good thing. You should have a VA. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be having a VA do it. You need to show it in action. Talk about real life examples of how you have helped people. This can be from your past work experience. This can be from clients. This can be from volunteer jobs that you have done. Where have you made a difference to the people that you have been working with? Think about all of those examples and use those as case studies. Use those as stories in your marketing. And if you don't have testimonials yet, look for them in all those other places. And you can also use your own examples, your own before and after type of journey. So let's talk VA. Let's compare 2 approaches to selling the same VA services. Imagine you're promoting social media management services for small business owners. A feature-based pitch might sound like, I offer social media management services that include 3 posts per week, engagement monitoring, hashtag research, and monthly analytics reports. That is extremely feature-based. The client knows what they're going to get, and I do recommend whenever you have your packages laid out that you do tell them what the frequency of things are, because we want to do that side-by-side comparison just like we do with the CRMs and the project management systems, right? But listen to this story-based pitch instead. When Sarah started her bakery, she knew she needed to be on social media, but she just didn't have the time to keep up with posting consistently. She was spending hours trying to figure out what to post and how to get engagement, and nothing seemed to work. Since working with me, Sarah's social media presence has completely transformed. She now has a steady flow of customers finding her online, increased engagement on her posts, and most importantly, more time to focus on running her business instead of stressing over her social media. Which one sounds more appealing to you? I don't know. I'm going to take the story-based approach every time. So the second version doesn't list just what's included. It paints that picture of how Sarah's business changed, right? How she felt in the beginning and how she feels now. And it connects to the people who are reading it or consuming it emotionally by highlighting the struggle of feeling overwhelmed with social media, very, very common, and the relief of having a thriving online presence without the hassle. Really, really important. If you have been relying on features to try to sell your VA services, I want you to take a step back and rethink your messaging. Look at your sales copy, your social media posts, your website, anywhere you're publishing content to market your business. Are you leading with facts and details, or are you telling a story that makes people feel something? Try swapping out a list of features for a real-life example or story. Talk about the results, not just the process, and help your people see what is possible when they choose to work with you. And if you want to take this further and learn how to create your irresistible messaging, I would love to help you. Reach out to me on social media, that's where you can find me. Selling is not about convincing people with facts, it's about showing them a better future and helping them believe that it's possible for them as well. When you make that shift, selling your services and getting clients just becomes easier. It becomes more natural and it becomes much more effective. And that's what we want. We want to get better at connecting, at networking, at messaging, at getting clients, right? We don't want to just keep repeating what we're doing over and over and over again. We want to make sure that we're getting better at it. And this is a way to do it. Let's circle back to today's quote. If you take a sincere interest in others, they'll take a real interest in you. Build relationships, don't collect them. And that's what you're doing when you're taking a real sincere interest in other people. You are thinking, how do I genuinely help them? What is it that I do that will make their business and their life better, right? Build relationships through marketing should be the main goal. Yes, you want clients and the clients are going to come, but you need to approach your marketing from the perspective that you're going to be helping them make their business and their life better. It's a different lens to look through, but once you start, it makes everything so much easier. That's all I've got for you this week. As always, if you're looking for more resources to grow your amazing VA business, connect with me on my website at yourvamentor.com/links. That's where you can find all of my trainings, resources, lots of stuff, and definitely links to connect with me on social media. Find me on whichever platform you're on. I'm on all of them. Thanks for listening in this week. Sorry about the voice. I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Ridiculously Good VA Show. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. For more great resources for your VA business, visit my website at yourvamentor.com. I'll see you back here next time.